What's going on, everybody? It's Matt, the FF Mediators, and today I'm going to walk through some Dynasty waiver wire pickups that I'm making for my rosters, let you know the reasons why, and kind of walk through some different players that you could use. I'll start with Sean Tucker out of Tampa Bay. He's the RB2. Yes, I love Bucky Irving. He's the RB1, but Sean Tucker is making a really strong case to be the RB2 in Tampa Bay. He's already got more 10-yard carries on the season than Rachaad White, and guess what, guys? All of it came this past week. This past week, he had 14 carries for 136 yards and a touchdown, added three receptions, for 56 yards and a touchdown. He's somebody that you should be rostering in your leagues. He's only 34% rostered, so he's available. Go get him. He's one injury away from being really interesting. Obviously, I want Bucky to remain healthy, but Rachaad White's been inconsistent, inefficient, and he's injured. So Sean Tucker should be on a roster somewhere. My next pickup is going to be Bub Memes. Bub Memes is a wide receiver down in New Orleans. He's a rookie, only rostered in 23% of leagues. This past week, he had 8 targets for 5 catches and 45 yards and a touchdown. The passing situation in New Orleans is interesting. We've got Spencer Rattler at quarterback, who is a rookie, rostered in 77% of leagues. He had 40 attempts with 22 completions for 243 yards and a touchdown. Added a little bit of work on the ground, but as it goes for the wide receivers, Chris Olave is probably out with a concussion, and the Rashid Shaheed also is injured. So Bub Means might be a necessity for this team. And I'd be remiss without saying there's opportunities elsewhere, given that Juwan Johnson is staying on the field and getting targets and staying involved. This past week, he was on the field for 77% of the snaps, 3 catches for 48 yards. The week before that, 79% of the snaps, 5 catches, 31 yards. So is that going to win you the week? No, but it's not going to goose you. So it's somebody that I'm monitoring and I'm interested in having, given the situation happening down there in New Orleans. We got a rookie quarterback who needs someone to rely on. Juwan Johnson has been an end zone threat in his career too. So somebody that I'd be fine rostering if I can get him. My next pickup is going to be someone we talked about in our very first video, I believe. Definitely in the offseason, Emmanuel Wilson. He's been averaging about a third of the snaps there in Green Bay. He's rostered in 77% of leagues. That's too low. We need to get that number up. This past week, he had 7 attempts for 54 yards, added a catch for 19 yards. Marshawn Lloyd has been injured on the year. He's a rookie. Emmanuel Wilson seems to be someone that they're trusting and they like. He's one injury away from being really interesting. Obviously, I'd rather have Josh Jacobs, and I hope he remains healthy and can help you win some fantasy championships. But Emmanuel Wilson is not a handcuff that should be left on waiver wires. You should be rostering him if you are in one of those 23% of leagues out there. Just go get him. Make sure he's taken care of. Next for me is going to be Devon Vele, wide receiver for the Broncos. He's a rookie. Interesting situation because he's 26 years old. But the big man, 6'5", 210 out of Utah. Week 1, he had 8 targets with 8 receptions for 39 yards. Not a lot of yardage, but interesting involvement given it was week 1. Then he was a healthy scratch basically every single week from then on until this past week, where he had 6 targets for 4 receptions and 78 yards. Now, what we know is that the Denver pass catchers have been lacking. There has not been a lot of playmaking there in Denver. They need help, and maybe Vele is the guy to do that. The best part is he's basically free. 46% rostership. He should be taken advantage of. You should go get him. Just see what happens. Worst case, you drop him later or you move him on and do something else with it. My final pickup of the week is going to be D'Ernest Johnson. D'Ernest Johnson, man, this is insane. 9% rostered, guys. 9%. He is going to be the RB2 this week. Maybe even the RB1. I don't know in Jacksonville. Travis Etienne has been injured. He's going to be week to week, says Doug Peterson. How long is Doug Peterson going to be there? I don't know. But what we do know is D'Ernest Johnson has been used by this team. Given this past week, he had 56% of the snaps with Etienne kind of going in and out of being injured. He had 6 attempts for 28 yards. Not going to win you the day. 2 receptions for 16 yards. Again, he only scored 5.4 points on the week, But given his 9% roster chip, it's worth the ad. We're talking about somebody who's in flex contention this week, and if Etienne stays injured, he should be rostered. I mean, we're talking about an RB2 for a team, maybe even higher. If you can get him for free, it's worth it. Worst case, you can move them to the ETN manager, see if you can get a fourth or maybe a third and just net something. But for me, those are the guys that I'm after if I can go get them in leagues. So go make your claims, see if you can get in these guys. Let us know down in the comments who you added this week. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube, follow us over on X at the FF Mediators, shoot us a DM, shoot us a comment on any of our posts. Let us know your thoughts, what you're doing with your Dynasty Leagues. We'd be interested to hear. You can catch us live every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern on the Faceoff Sports Network. We're also live at halftime over on X with our space. Catch our videos too. Be sure to let us know your comments, and we will catch you later, y'all.